hello. I'm just getting everything sorted out. Right. Hello Lifeboat, hello Rick. Good luck to both of you tonight. So, time for more ESRL sprints. We are in Japan today, which usually produces some fantastic racing, especially in sprint races. And it looks like we have a full wet qualifying. That certainly doesn't look like Inters to me. So, drivers are going to have to bring out their best. Here, unless actually, I think we get underway straight away, don't we? Yes, we do actually. So yeah, it's reverse grids of the standings straight away, I believe. One shot was just for the first week of the season. So full wet conditions with a almost full grid in Japan with a reverse grid. Ooh, oh boy. Oh, this is going to be excellent. Welcome in people just joining the stream. We're about to get underway. I believe formation lap is on, so we will get a bit of respite. Able to talk about the grid. Here goes the formation lap. So yes, it is a reverse grid of the championship standings. Unfortunately, our championship leader is not here today. Amir, the other McLaren, that's who's missing, and he's not here, unfortunately. So, Lifebout actually comes into this race as basically our championship leader, and he's just managed to disqualify himself from the formation lap with Avi. So they'll both be starting on cold tyres in wet conditions, which is not ideal. Not ideal, we'll put it that way, for them. So yeah, everyone on the full wets, no one taking a gamble. So we don't really need detail there. It's Robinet, he'll lead us off. Robinet had possibly the unluckiest couple of sprint races I've ever seen anyone have last week to start off the season. He was race 1, there was a massive crash before turn 1 because TF Mar 10 managed to spin it at the start and caused a massive pile-up, which Robinet got caught up in, unfortunately. So he was out of race 1. Race 2 came along, he got through turn 1 and then got caught up in another incident with absolutely no time to react, and DNF'd from race 2 as well. So that's why you see him at the front of the grid. He's a very good driver, Robinet. I've raced with him many a time. Very good, very clean driver, and very quick. So hopefully he can have a better day today, and starting on pole position will help his cause, I am sure. In the meantime, we've got a few reserves on the grid today, I know that much. Short Marcus is, well, he wasn't here last week. I'm not sure if he's permanent or reserve, but good to see a new face. Hopefully he does well. But everyone about to line up on their grid slots. Who's going to go too far? If you go too far, you get set back a couple of meters. But Robinet looks like he's parked it up quite well. TF Mar 10, same for him. But yeah, here come the disqualifications. Those are all the people that have missed their grids. They've gone too far and they've been set back a few meters. Zuba, the same has happened to him. So let's see how this is going to go. And the toe at the back as well, same for him. So here we go. 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And we're underway for the Japanese Grand Prix. It's a good start for TF Mar 10. He's instantly into the lead. Robinet down to second place. And there's someone off. That's Tier out of the session already before turn 1. Scott's gotten a 5-second penalty. I'm not sure how that happened. Trugster's lagging all over the place at the moment. So hopefully that doesn't cause any carnage. It looks like we've got a VSC straight away. But it's TF Mar 10 immediately getting into the lead of the race. Robinet down to P2 with a struggling start, but it was a fantastic start for the AlphaTauri, who leads the race now. 13 laps in full wet conditions in Japan. This is going to be quite the spectacle. The main Wayne in fourth. We're back to green flag racing as the main Wayne goes for it on Trugster. That's never going to end well. Trugster into the gravel. The main Wayne's only got himself to blame for that one, as Short Marcus up 6 places in the Mercedes, up to 3rd place already. Fantastic stuff from him. We've got Rick getting past Trugster as well and going all the way around the outside of Moti at the hairpin, not able to make it stick. Unsurprisingly, Ted and Sertach side by side as well. I do hope I'm pronouncing that right now. He did advise me on how to pronounce that, but his name, so hopefully that is right. Aces trying to go down the inside of Trugster as well, who's really lost out thanks to that touch from the main Wayne, who I'm sure will be getting a knock on the door from the stewards later on. But Ted all the way down to 16th. He's had a bit of a moment as well. Everyone off. Someone's extremely wide. That's Moti Perez in the Ferrari. I don't know how he's managed that, but he's lost the position to Rick as a result and is now going to be under pressure from Trugster. Fastest lap from Mar 10. He's already extended a 1.4 second gap to Robinet, who's struggling to keep up with him. So the AlphaTauri looking for his first win of the season. Trugster right behind this Ferrari still though. as they go into turn 1, and that's Rick going very deep, just up ahead there. Manages to get away with it, luckily for him though, as Lifebout up to P10. He's side by side with his the other McLaren of Avi, and up to P10 he goes. Brilliant start for the Alfa Romeo and for the effective championship leader this race. He'll be hoping to make further progress as the race goes on, but these 5-6 cars all within a hair's breadth of each other. Trugster right behind Moti Peretz in the meantime, and Aces versus Kings nearly going into the back of the Williams. That is Slithery Cow further back, who has spun it, and it looks like we've got another VSC for that. Must be debris on the track. That's unfortunate for Slithery Cow. No safety cars quite yet, but 2 VSCs. One for Tyr and one for Slithery Cow's spin, but thankfully he is still in the race. Waiting for green flags to get going again. Trugster, Moti Peretz, Trugster, Aces, Sertach, Lifebout, Avi and Wumax, all within a second of each other. This is a fantastic train here developing. Short Marcus is within a second of Robinet as well, who's lost out to Mar 10, but it's difficult to tell the gaps under the VSC. I will say that could change when the green flags do eventually come out, which will be pretty soon, I would have thought, as Mar 10 about to cross the line. Are we going to get green flags? Not yet. It's staying out for quite a while, this VSC. But there we go, green flags, and Trugster's trying to take advantage straight away, trying to go down the inside of Moti Peretz. Backs out of it in the end, but Moti had to live with the Williams there. It was a great restart for Trugster, as Robinet and Martin, the gaps are still about 1.3, so Robinet hasn't lost too much. And Short Marcus, though, it's still within DRS range, and Rick as well in P5 right now. He is doing a fantastic job chasing after the main Wayne. Everyone on these wet tyres still. Aces right behind Trugster. Surely no move into the next corner. No, definitely not. Don't want to do what the main Wayne did earlier on, because you have to say the main Wayne absolutely got away with that. In terms of not spinning himself out. That could have been easily happened, as Aces goes for the send down the inside of the hairpin on Trugster, but no overtake being able to be made there, as Sertach tries to take advantage right behind, and Rick and the main Wayne. It's the main Wayne's had a spin, and Rick is up to P4, but I think Rick has been caught out as well. Yes, he has. It's a spin for both of them. I wonder if there was contact, but it's brought them both into this train of now 8 cars, maybe 9 cars. The main Wayne down to P8. And Sertach trying to take advantage. There goes the AlphaTauri down the inside on the run to 130R. He's got the place, as Aces goes deep as well. Can Sertach take advantage of that? Yes, he can. Up to P7 goes the AlphaTauri. Aces tries to send it down the inside, and actually he does it. What a move from Aces. Manages to get the car stopped and keep the place. Fantastic stuff from the Mercedes, and Sertach has to live to fight another day. But Rick down 8.5 seconds off the top 3 now. He was in shooting range of them, but not anymore. As Lifebout up to P9 now. He's gotten past the main Wayne, who's fallen all the way to 10th place, and now 11th place, 12th place for the Haas, as he makes another small error, and his race has suddenly, in about half a lap, gone from fantastic to terrible. Down to P12 he is. Hopefully he can make more progress as the race continues. But I'm sure there'll be more spins to come, as everyone's pushing really hard to make as much progress as they can, as Short Marcus as well right behind Robinet, as Lifebout pushing Sertach through that corner, as that's Moti Peretz who's had a spin. Very easy to do out on the exit of there, and Short Marcus into P2 on Robinet. Must have gotten a much better exit out the hairpin, and the Mercedes up to 2nd place. Robinet down to 3rd, but he should have a comfortable podium as long as he doesn't bin it here, as Aces and Sertach side by side all the way down the hill. Can Aces hold it into Spoon? No, he can't. Sertach up to P6, and Lifebout, what a send, takes advantage of that poor line from Aces, and Lifebout out of nowhere up to P7. 9 places gained for the championship leader, and he is looking formidable at the moment as he now chases after the AlphaTauri. Avi trying to get past Aces as well. Down the inside goes Avi on 130R in full wet conditions. Fantastic stuff. Round the outside he goes. He's going to have the inside for the next final corner, and he makes the move. Avi up to P8. Brilliant stuff from the McLaren as Aces is into the pits. Interestingly, it nearly manages to DNF there. I've seen that happen plenty of times, but he manages to keep it just about out of the wall on entry. Now for AlphaTauri right behind Trugster as well. We've got yellow flags in sector 2. That looks like Ted. No, that's Scott that's gone for a spin. The Red Bulls not having a good day at the moment. Ace is just coming out the pits. I wonder if that means we're going to have people switch tyres, or maybe Ace has had damage. I'm not sure. I didn't check the telemetry in time, but it does make me wonder. As this train goes on, it's reduced to only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars now. If Wumax catches up, it will be 7, but I think Wumax maybe it doesn't quite have the pace of these guys, but if they start battling, he will be back in it. And that's DTS Ayrton, who's now gone for a spin at the same place as his teammate did 1 lap ago. So Ferrari's not enjoying that particular corner on this track, but neither does anyone else, to be honest, on this game. Surtech now down the inside. He's spotted an opportunity as Trugster goes wide at Spoon, but he can't quite get the move done. He's going to have the better line and the better overspeed on the run to 130R though, and Lifebout's going to try and get involved as well. I think Surtech has got this. Yes, he does, before the corner as he goes round, but Trugster's going to try and hold it round the outside on the run to the chicane. Can he hold it? No, he can't. And the AlphaTauri up to P5. Great stuff from him. That penalty for Trugster, what is that? Is that a 5-second penalty? Okay. So I don't know if he'll get that removed or not, but regardless, he is going to drop quite a few places with that penalty because everyone is so close in this midfield right now. Lifebout right behind as well, trying to keep up because he doesn't want to lose track of Surtech here. He wants to have a go at trying to get in the top 5, which would be a fantastic result from P16 on the grid is where he started. So the championship leader will want to hit the ground running today straight away, and at the moment he's doing exactly that. Lifebout up to turn 1. Or the first of these 2 right-handers. As now is a mistake from Trugster. Round the outside goes the Alfa Romeo on the run to the hairpin. He's got the move done. Great stuff. No, he hasn't actually. Trugster nearly gets caught up in the wheels of Lifebout. Just about manages to avoid contact, and he is down to P7. Lifebout now 1.6 behind Surtech. Can he catch that AlphaTauri? We'll have to wait and see. Avi and the McLaren, meanwhile, right behind Trugster as well. Still in this train. Still trying to make up some points. He had a good start to the championship last week with a win. The second race didn't quite go so well for him, but still he is well up there in the championship standings, and he won't want to lose too many points to Lifebout here, who's had a fantastic Japanese Grand Prix so far. Are there any other close gaps? Yes, it's the Toe and Wumax very close together, the 2 blue cars, as the Toe gets the better exit out of the final corner on the run towards turn 1. He's going to make that move. I don't think Wumax is going to fight that one too hard unless he sends it down the inside at turn 1, which would be very brave. He hasn't done it. So Wumax down to 11th place. Avi currently in 8th, still chasing after Trugster as Lifebout is losing time to Surtech, so I don't think he's quite got the pace for the top 5 unless something happens in front of him, but he has done, I think, pretty much all he could this race. Anyway, up 10 places, you can't really ask for much more than that, as Trugster very deep there is getting on the curb, and that's going to lose him a lot of time. Avi right back in range now. And this is the closest battle on track, so we'll keep an eye on it. But Short Marcus, we've got to keep an eye on that gap as well. Short Marcus really catching TF Mar 10 at the moment. 1.1 seconds is the gap. Their last laps were very similar, both 44.5s, but it seems that maybe Mar made a mistake, or maybe Short Marcus is just quicker overall and had a bad lap last lap. Remains to be seen. We'll take a look at their lap times at the end of this lap. I wonder if fastest lap will go to Short Marcus as they come across the line on the mini-map. No fastest lap, but Short Marcus's lap was a 44.5 compared to TF Mar 10's a 45.1. So that Mercedes looking very, very quick right now. And there's every opportunity that he could still take this race win as we move on to lap 8 of 13, 6 laps to go in this Japanese Grand Prix. It's quite a long one, but obviously because of the wet weather makes it drag on a bit longer, but maybe drag on's harsh. This is the wrong words, because this has been non-stop excitement from start to finish so far, as Avi still trying to find a way through this Williams to see if he can catch back up to Lifeboat. Of course, he doesn't have to get past Trugster because of that 5-second penalty, but you never know. Could be the sort of one you can get removed in the steward's room, so Avi won't want to take any chances here. He'll want to get past, but going a bit deep there won't have helped his cause. May have gotten a track limits warning for that. I will keep an eye on the front as well, though. I am looking at that gap as Avi goes down the inside. It's a poor run through the hairpin for Trugster. Avi trying to get the traction to keep side by side with the Williams. He's not quite going to be able to do it, or is he? All the way around the outside as they approach Spoon. Can he do it? Yes, he can. Brilliant stuff from Avi. Up to P7 he goes. And as it stands, he's only going to lose 1 point to Lifebout, which is exactly what he wants. Of course, he'd love to gain points on Lifebout, but if he can limit the damage to 1 point, I think he'll be happy with that. As Sertouch right behind Rick now as well, but the top two are very close together as well. Short Marcus 2/10 behind the AlphaTauri, who's been leading this race from the start. Got a really good start, did Martin. Passed Robin straight away, but ever since then he has been in a league of his own at the front. But Short Marcus is looking very, very quick at the moment in that Mercedes. 6/10, 7/10, just behind, as Sertouch can't find a way through Rick either. So these are the two battles to watch for P4 and for the race win, as we are now about halfway through lap 9 of 13. Of course, still a fairly long train of 4 cars from 6th all the way down to 9th, but Avi and Trugster a little way off their rivals in front of them. The main Wayne trying to recover after well, it was a tumultuous first lap for the Haas driver, it has to be said, and then I think, I'm not sure which lap it was, that he got maybe in a tangle with Rick, but it did not hand him the best run, and he lost a lot of places. So recovery drive for the Haas, and it's currently P9. He's not doing too badly at all, as Sertouch still right behind this Alfa Romeo of Rick, who desperately wants to keep that place. And that's another spin for Moti. Meanwhile, further back, Slithery Cow gets a time penalty for multiple warnings. Is Sertouch going to go for it? He switches lines. He was going to go down the inside and then tried to go around the outside, but Rick was having absolutely none of that, and Sertouch with a small error as well. Lifebout has had a spin in the meantime, and he's now down to P7. The championship leader has lost a place to Avi, and Avi will be thinking all his Christmases have come at once. It's only the 2nd of December, but close enough, as he is now into P6, and Trugster pressuring Lifebout as well, but that's very deep from Avi just ahead, and Sertouch is past Rick. We've got to keep an eye on that, as Rick is all the way off the track. Not sure what happened there. I was trying to watch Avi because he went very deep. But whatever happens, Sertouch is up to P4, and Rick's going to be disappointed with that. I'm not sure if there was contact or if he lost it, but either way, he has now got a speeding McLaren 2.5 seconds behind him, and he'll be hoping that that gap doesn't come down in the next 3.5 laps, as Avi still holding on to 6th place at the moment, but Lifebout, we know how quick he's been this race so far. So Avi can't count his chickens quite yet. We've got Zuba and Moti Perez into the pits. Surely they're not going on to the Inters. You would think. Oh my goodness me, Zuba has strapped on a set of the intermediate tyres. Well then, well then, now keep an eye on the progress of that Alpine. If that time suddenly starts coming down and down and down, he could gain a couple of positions here. Obviously a long way between him and Slithery Cow and Aces versus Kings, of course, but if it does dry up towards the end, we could have a grandstand finish at the back for Zuba. So we will keep a side eye on his progress, as Short Marker still can't quite find a way past TF Mar 10 at the moment. As we come through Sector 1, still no incidents as Short Marcus nearly loses it. Wow, how on earth did he hold on to that? That's fantastic car control from the Mercedes. As the yellow flags in Sector 1, someone's binned it. It's Rick! It's Rick! He is going to be devastated. What a race he was having so far. And it's all come undone. He's going to be down to 9th place. The toe's going to put him under pressure now, and he's going to have very hot tyres. The Williams going to try and find a way through, but I think Rick's going to hold on to at least that place. But what a shame for the Dutch driver, down to 9th place, could be 10th as well. And after it all looked so good, could have had P4 this race, but it wasn't to be, I suppose, in the end. Lifebout's lost a lot of time to Avi in the meantime. 1.7 behind now he is, as the toe does indeed get past Rick. No, they're side by side. The toe's lost it. Too much power he tried to put on. Just a bit too much pressure applied by Rick to the Williams driver, and he tried to get too much out of the car too quickly, and he has paid the price. He's down to P11, and Rick breathes a huge sigh of relief, as he is at least going to be able to hold on to P9, barring any more errors. We've got to keep an eye on the front though, because look at this, Short Marker still right behind Mar 10. He just cannot find a way through at the moment. And I can confirm, by the way, Rick has minor front wing damage according to the telemetry, so that's maybe why he's struggling so much. We've got Scott getting out the way. He has been lapped. Zuba, I'm keeping an eye on his previous lap times. He's going to be... where is he on track? He's just coming around Spoon, so he'll be across the line soon. Rick with a 3-second time penalty as well. It's going from bad to worse for him. We've got another spinner. I think that's Moti again, as Short Marcus still trying his best to get past this Alfa Romeo. Can he make any progress? There's a lapped car in the way, which could distract the Mercedes driver, but look at that closing speed, but there's just no way through. The track's too narrow at this point, and Short Marcus can't quite get his way past, as Lifebout now makes it past Trugster at the hairpin. Up to P6 he goes. No, actually, no. This must have been a mistake from Lifebout. He's lost a huge amount of time to Avi, and he wasn't under pressure from Trugster before, so it must have been an error from the Alfa Romeo driver. He's managed to keep his position, but he can't afford to do any more of those mistakes, as he is now under huge pressure from these two behind him. Trugster, in fact, a much better exit out of Spoon, and there could be a move, but I've got to cut to the front because Short Marcus is closing and closing on TF Mar 10, but just not quick enough as they approach turn 1. No progress being made as Trugster gets past Lifebout. He does indeed at 130R. It makes a small error, and Lifebout could be straight back through again, as Avi will be thinking this is perfect for me, because Lifebout is going to lose points in the championship to the McLaren driver. Here comes the Alfa Romeo. He's going to go down the inside into turn 1. Look at this camera angle. He makes the move stick. Trugster can't do anything about it. Short Marcus gets a 3-second time penalty, so he is not going to be able to challenge for the win. But Avi right there. Zuba's last lap was a 45.7, so he is definitely faster on the inters, but it's too late in the race for it to be any benefit to him, really. Trugster lifebout nearly making a mistake there. Had to correct to avoid going into the wall. Just about manages to save the car. Can Trugster do anything here at all? Rick is still just about surviving, but he's got a 3-second time penalty, and Womack could get him at the end here. 3.3 seconds is the gap between the two of them, and of course there is front wing damage on that Alfa Romeo. But I'm going to cut to the front because Short Marcus is not quite close enough and nearly goes into the back of the AlphaTauri. Looked like Martin braked a little early there, but Martin comes across the line to win the Japanese Grand Prix from second on the grid. Redemption for last week for him. Short Marcus finishes P2. A valiant effort from him. He is one to watch for the rest of the season. Robinet across the line in the Aston Martin. Redemption for him as well. It's a podium today. Great stuff for the Frenchman. Sertuch comes home in 4th place. Avi will take 5th place for McLaren. Great stuff for him as he takes a point off of Lifebout in the Alfa Romeo, who will finish P6. And Trugster and the main Wayne right together across the line. I think Trugster got him on track, but of course with that penalty the main Wayne promoted to 7th. Rick finishes P9 and he'll be absolutely gutted with that. Womack P10. The Toe will finish a valiant P11, but he'll be disappointed that he lost it earlier on in the race and loses a wheel across the line as well. Why not? Aces finished P13 just behind the Ferrari of DTS Ayrton. Slithery Cow coming across the line as well. The Haas, a disappointing P14 for him after spinning very early on and going all the way to the back. Zuba will finish 15th on the intermediate tyres in the end. Very slow across the line. Is he going to let Ted through? I think that's what's happening here. Yes, he is. Ted through to 15th place. I'm not sure. Maybe there was a bit of contact between the two of them. But very sporting from Zuba. Regardless, he will finish 16th. Ted 15th. Rick, very weird oversteer when he lost P4 and spun into the wall. Yeah, I wondered what happened to you. It's very unlucky, but still a top 10 finish for you. It's not entirely the end of the world. So I'm going to have a quick gander at the standings because I think it's going to be very close. We've got Lifebout on 37 points. Oh yeah, Avi DNF'd from Hungary. That's right. Last week. So actually, it wasn't that good a week for Avi last time out, but he will at least gain 1 point on Lifebout from this race. So the gap comes down to 11 points between the two of them. Amir will drop, of course, not being here today, unfortunately. But Lifebout is now officially leading the ESRL Sprint Championship. And by quite some margin, 11 points it is. But it is Martin's day for this race. He takes the win with fastest lap as well. And Short Marcus couldn't quite get enough of an opportunity to get past in the end. So he finishes second. Robinet finishes a very solid P3 with Sertuch in 4th place. Avi takes home the last position in the top 5 with Lifebout, our championship leader, in P6. The main Wayne, tier 2 champion, in P7. Trugster, Rick and Womack make up the rest of the top 10 with The Toe, DTS Ayrton, Aces, Slithery Cow, Ted, Zuba, Scott and Moti Peretz making up the rest of our classified drivers. Unfortunately, Tier having that massive crash before turn 1, taking himself out of the race. How are you leading the championship, Lifebout? Because Amir isn't here. That is how. But also because you've been driving very well so far this season. So a little bit of downtime now as Scott gets the grid ready for the next race. So let's have a quick look at the constructors in the meantime. So it will be Alfa Romeo leading the Constructors' Championship after that race. Again, thanks to Amir unfortunately being unable to make it today, which is such a shame, it really is. So McLaren will drop to P2, but Alfa Romeo are doing wonderfully well in this Sprint Championship so far. We'll see if they can keep it up. Oh, I need to drink. Kota next up. Two tracks with very similar sector ones in a lot of ways. So going to be very interesting to see. Especially turn 1 is going to be, well, if someone breaks too late, it will be an absolute rampage. But we'll see. I'm sure everyone will be sensible. Try not to crash before turn 1 challenge. Brackets impossible. Indeed. Exactly. So, as I say, Scott just getting the grid ready, so we shouldn't be too long until we get underway once more. I'm gonna quickly invite someone. So now that I've remembered. Moz 1508. There's a apparently. Oh yeah, there's an underscore. Okay. Okie dokie. Let me get 1 second just to invite him to the party as well.
Hello, 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 hello.
Hello there. Welcome
doing?
in. Welcome in. How are you doing?
Yes, very well.
Excellent. Right. So, for those of you in the stream at the moment, this is Mozart?
Yeah, Mozart.
Mozart.
My actual name's Morris, but I was embarrassed about it as a kid.
Fair enough. Alright. So, yeah, welcome into Mozart. He's going to be my duo commentator for race 2. I don't know if you were watching in race 1, but it was...
I caught the end of it.
Yeah, it was quite a good one. Battles up and down the grid, a few errors, but no carnage, the likes of which we saw last week, thankfully. So it was a good one. So hopefully Kota is more of the same. Yeah, it's great to have you in.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and hopefully we have a good one. So it looks like people are readying up now. 14 laps of Kota. So our championship leader this race is going to be Lifebout. Thanks to, unfortunately, Amir, the other McLaren, not being able to make it. He was the championship leader, but not here today, so Lifebout takes over the lead. And Avi is 11 points behind him in the McLaren, so that's our top two in the title race at the moment.
This is only not long recently started, isn't it?
Yeah, this is only race. This is going to be race 4 out of 12. So
6 days of sprints.
Yep, exactly.
Right.
6 weeks, and so short and sweet. But I do love a good sprint championship, and I think 12 or 14 races is about right. So
You have to finish all of them when the season's short.
exactly. There's no room for an error, a DNF, or a lack of reaction time to a crash ahead of you. If any of that happens, you are immediately going to be on the back foot, and especially if you miss a week, then you miss 2 races, so that pretty much takes you straight out of the championship fight. Which can be difficult to take. It's happened to me before, but you know, that's life. You can't always come to every race. Everyone has their own stuff to do. We're about to get underway. Grids being set up. I believe, yeah, we will still have formation lap on, so we'll get a chance to chat about the grid lineup. I think it's reverse grid of the first race for the second race, so it should be TF Mar 10 near the back. Tier DNF'd straight away before turn 1, unfortunately, so he'll be at the back. I believe.
Is it the whole grid that gets reversed?
Yes.
1%, yeah. Right.
Yes,
Nice.
it should be. The first race of a week is reverse of the championship standings, and then the second
Right.
race is reverse of the first race. I believe that's how
That's
it
clever.
works. Yeah, it's a good system. It makes for an exciting race every single time, as the faster guys try and
It's
make
the
their way up.
alternative to realistic performance.
Yeah,
Without having to put someone in a slower car.
yeah, exactly. Interesting tyres. So we've got almost everyone on the softs, but we've got Ted, Aces, the Toe in the Williams, and Trugster, both Williams, on the mediums. So interesting to see if they lose any time early on to the guys on softs. That alternate strategy doesn't tend to work very well on this game, although with sprints, when it's only soft medium, it's less of a disadvantage, and also with such a short race in general, it makes not too much difference between the strategies, but it is going to be very difficult for them to hold on in the first stint.
Is the safety car off?
We will have a safety car. Well, we may have a safety car. It is on, basically.
Okay.
So yeah, we had 2 VSCs last race, but no actual safety car.
I don't mind the VSCs, but if you start on the softs, or if you start on the mediums, and then there's a safety car straight away, everyone that starts on soft gets to pit and then just finish the race. Everyone that started on the harder has to either stay out or pit under racing speed, which is a nightmare.
Exactly, that is the main risk of starting on the mediums. Rick, by the way, just spun out of the hairpin going onto the long straight. So he'll be hoping not to do that when we're actually racing. He'll be very embarrassed that was on the stream. But he's caught back up to the grid, and he shouldn't lose anything from doing that. As we'll see. So our pole man Moti Peretz has already messed up his grid slot placement, so it will set him back a couple of meters, as you can see from Scott's view. And his teammate has done exactly the same in the other Ferrari. Yeah, exactly. We saw, I think, 5 or 6 do it in the last race. It's very, very easy to do. Tier as well has done it at the back of the grid. As Rick gets into his grid slot, we're about to get underway for the American Grand Prix. 5 red lights. And we're underway. It looks like a good start for Scott at the front in the Red Bull, but Moti Pedets gets away well. But what a start for Zuba around the outside of both of them at turn 1. Down they come towards the first corner. Moti Pedets will come out in front. Scott, just a bit of wheel banging between them. 2 cars wide at turn 1 further back. But it's Zuba up to P2. Scott down to 3rd. And it's a great start for the Alpine. And we've got carnage further back as well as everyone tries to slot in. We've got the Toe and Ted losing a bunch of positions on the medium tyres as Womack gets in front of them, but between them that's a Red Bull out. Who's that? That's Ted. He's out the session on the medium tyres, spinning immediately, and we've got another VSC
Ferrari round as well.
Yeah, DTS Ayrton round to the back as well, and Short Marcus is all the way at the back too. He was came 2nd in the last race, so a disastrous start for the Mercedes driver. But I'm shocked that's not a full safety car, to be honest. I really thought it would be, but VSC, so we'll get underway under green flags again fairly soon. But what a
Anybody getting a drive through?
We'll see. It's easy to do. No one got it in Japan in the wet, which surprises me because the Delta is usually horrible in the wet on this game. Let's have a look at position changes. So green flags again. Yeah, we are underway again.
Wide.
As yeah, the lot of people very close together further back there around P10 as Avi tries to go all the way around the outside of the main Wayne through that long never-ending left-hander, and Surtouch is gone. Contact between him and the McLaren. He'll be furious with that. Avi just about caught him as they went through. And the main Wayne into the pits straight away for medium tyres, I assume. And Avi, I think, will have a trip to the stewards after this race as Slithery Cow now makes a move on Aces. But they're still side by side as they go through the S's. Who's going to come out on top? I think Slithery Cow is not going to win it there. And he's going to have to slot behind, but the 2 Alfa Romeos looking hungry. They're winning the Constructors' Championship at the moment, and Lifebout is up 7 places already. The championship leader really stamping his foot down today on his championship lead, and his closest rival in Avi is 4 places behind him, and now he's going for the move on Slithery Cow down the inside as he, no, it's too much. He's hit Scott. He's tried to get too much on the brakes, and our championship leader all the way down to P9. Scott's not going to be happy about that either, and a bit of a disaster there for Lifebout, unfortunately. Looks like we've got Avi going down the inside of Womax as well on that slow left-hander after the long straight, and it looks like he's made that move. He's trying to take advantage of Lifebout, but he's gone too wide there, and Womax is going to have another go, but I think Avi having the inside line is going to help him, and indeed he stays ahead. But Womax, he's just gotten too much of the curb there. Trugster had to avoid him as well, so he's lost a few places in the meantime, but Womax all the way down to 16th. Disaster for him. And TF Martin, another one who's made a lot of progress, up 9 positions, is the last race winner, and Short Marcus as well, making short work of most of the cars as he sets the fastest lap as well on lap 2, as TF Martin nearly going into the back of Lifebout at turn 1 there. So some work to do for the championship leader.
The grid looks like it's completely swapped around.
Yeah.
Everyone from 12th up has made places, 13th and down all lost them.
Yeah, exactly right. Moti Pedette and Zuba have done really well at the start of this race. Who's that that's gone? It's Rick! It's Rick! It's another spin for the Dutchman, and he's going to be gutted with how today has gone, because he has now spun twice from fantastic positions on the track. Lifebound TF Mar 10 side by side there as well, as the AlphaTauri tries to take advantage of a poor exit for the championship leader. What can Mar do? Can he go down the inside, round the outside? It's very, very close. He can't decide where to go. I think he's going to lose out there, but he's going to go down the inside at the next corner. Can he make that move stick? They're still side by side as they go through. Is Lifebound going to send it? I think he is. He's in the right position to do it, as I think he's going to get away with that, but no, there's 4 cars as well just ahead. I'm sure you're watching that as well, but there's so much to see here. Zuba is side by side with the tow as the Williams gets up to P3. Moti is down to 2nd in the meantime. Aces has gotten himself into P1. We've got people changing positions up and down the grid. Short Marcus into the pits. He's had enough of this. He doesn't want to get involved in all this battling. He wants a clean track.
That's a smart move.
It is. I think it is a smart move. He's going to gain a lot of time from doing that, I believe. Slithery Cow and Lifebout right side by side as well. TF Mar 10 side by side with Avi as they go through the S section. Surely this isn't going to end well. It is going to end well, though. They've done well there. Avi backing out, understanding that the AlphaTauri was ahead and not willing to take them both out of the race, as the tow now gets past Moti Pedette at the front as well. The Ferrari dropping positions now left, right and centre. They're still side by side as they go through. Zuba trying to make the move around the outside of the Ferrari as they go through. It's going to be DRS for all the cars behind though, so Moti's going to really be in trouble here as Zuba makes that move very easily with the DRS, but everyone is going to be trying to get past that Ferrari, but there's a lot of slipstream actually for Moti, and the tow comes in. What a brilliant late braking move from the Williams around the outside. He makes the move up to P3, and Mar 10 as well past the Ferrari, who's desperately trying to hold on to as many positions as he can, but he's just shipping position after position at the moment as everyone gets through. Robin has to go wide further back in the Aston Martin. It's about 8 cars you could fit.
This is an absolute belter.
It absolutely is. You could fit 8 cars within a hair's breadth at some parts of the track at the moment. We've got another one, Moti Pedette, our pole sitter, into the pits as well, trying to do the same thing as Short Marcus. Indeed, oh, huge crash, huge crash. Trugster and Rick. I think Rick just lost it and Trugster was in the wrong place at the wrong time. That's surely a safety car. It is indeed. And Short Marcus is going to be absolutely furious with that safety car, because he did make a smart move. That is probably going to cost him here unless he gets lucky and he's just gained enough time to get past everyone anyway. But that safety car going to slow everyone down and give us a bit of chance to catch our breath.
Wow. That was epic.
Oh, I couldn't have said it better myself.
Fingers crossed, between the 2 cameras we got most of it, but I doubt we've even got the half of it.
Exactly, yeah. Wow. I'm
first through to 11 still need to pit. Everyone else has boxed.
They do indeed, and the tow and aces are going to have to go on softs all the way to the end here, unless they go for the hards. So it's going to be tough to take those softs all that way, but I think it's just about possible. Rick gets himself, by the way, a 3-second time penalty under the safety car, which is just... His day has gone from good to bad to worse to, oh my god, what's happened today? And he's now got no front wing on that Alfa Romeo. Into the pits he's going to come to change it, and I wonder how many positions he's going to lose. I think he's going to be pretty much right at the back.
Surely everybody's going to box.
You would think. I think it would be very foolish to stay out. Aces is in, Zuba is in, the tow is in, Martin trying to do a Sebastian Vettel.
Oh, 5-second penalty for corner cutting.
I'm sure he'll get that removed in the stewards, but that is fantastic. trying to bite off more than he could chew there. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Everyone into the pits in the top 11. No one.
Did the rest make it past? I think.
I wonder. Here comes Short Marcus. He's coming down now. He's gonna make it. What a decision from Short Marcus to pit early on. He's up to second place.
Chaos and straight up to second.
Absolutely fantastic from him. It's a Mercedes 1-2. Ace is on the soft to the end. Short Marcus on mediums. He'll be comfortably getting to the end. And I wouldn't bet against Short Marcus on winning this race now. He showed amazing pace in Japan, just unable to find a way through Martin.
The game made Martin serve his penalty because he got it for corner
cutting
just before the line.
That is harsh. So a bit of, well, I was going to say a bit of karma, but you know, he was trying to do the Vettel. He was trying to be cool, and it's ended up losing him a huge number of positions in the end. I think that's 4 or 5 positions he's lost there.
Didn't need to do it either.
No, not at all. Not at all. So tough for Martin, but he's got to accept it. Lifebout, meanwhile, just behind. Let's have a look at the penalty situation. Yeah, Lifebout, Rick, and Scott all on 3-second time penalties for track limits infringements. But our championship leader is having a nightmare at the moment. Down in P10 with a 3-second time penalty. He's going to struggle to not lose points on his rivals from this race at the moment. We're going to have at least 8 laps of green flag racing as Sertuch and the main Wayne try to catch up. Sertuch will be happy with this after he was taken out earlier on. Yeah, grid back to bunched up, and I think we're going to have a lot more action. Exactly.
Yeah, more of the same. Only Aces and the toe on soft.
Yeah, both of them were the only 2 still on the mediums from the start. Let's tear into the pits. Womack as well. Do they have damage? Can I see on the telemetry? No, neither of them have damage, so I'm not sure why they've decided to come in. Maybe for the soft tyres, thinking that it'll give them an advantage. Womax is onto another set of mediums, so I officially have no idea what he's doing.
Deer went soft.
Yeah, he did. So I think, you know, he's...
Only other thing I can think of is, did either of them have a 5-second penalty for speed? He's got one now.
Oh no, Deer! He's crossed the pit exit white line. Oh no. Well, I didn't see a penalty on either of them, so I'm not sure, but you might be right. It's difficult to tell, but certainly Womax, I really don't know what he was doing there. Maybe just unhappy on the tyres, maybe he had front wing damage that I didn't quite catch. Who knows, could be any explanation really, but...
especially when EA is involved.
Yeah, exactly. Who knows? Can never predict anything with this game this year. Ace is still leading the race. He'll choose when to punch it. I'm sure the safety car will be in this lap. It should be. So we will have 8 to 14, 7 laps of green flag racing. As yeah, there we go. Safety car in this lap. So Aces controls the pace. Got to do a quick helmet review on Short Marcus. He's the only one I haven't done so far this season because he wasn't there for week 1. It looks like just pure fluorescent green with, I think, black at the front. Or no, actually, is that the Lando Norris helmet? Oh, it is. I think so. Yeah. So that for me.
An attempt at it.
Yeah. If it is the Lando Norris helmet, he gets 0 out of 10 because there's no creativity there. But if it isn't, then I guess he can have a 6, maybe 6.5. But yeah, if it is the Lando Norris helmet, shame on him. Ace vs Kings has gone for it before the final corner. He's caught his teammate a bit unawares there, but Short Marcus is going to have a lot more pace, I'm sure, in that Mercedes. And Zuber as well, right is going to be on those soft tyres round the outside of turn 1. Can he make the move stick? He's going to try and hold it as Moti leaves him the space on the outside, but the toe surely going to have to concede. No, he's going to keep it round the outside of the S's. Surely this isn't going to end well. There's contact between them, but somehow they're both still on the track. That was... well, I do not know how that ended in disaster. That has ended in disaster. Avi, a bit of a touch from, I think it was Robinet just behind him, and the McLaren all the way down to 17th place on a day where he could have taken more points from Lifebout. It's Slithery Cow and Lifebout meanwhile going side by side as Lifebout down the inside. He's up to P8 already, so he's making progress, but he'll be delighted to see his closest rival all the way down to the back of the grid. Womack right behind Scott in the meantime as well for P14. He's going to go around the outside of the next corner. Slithery Cow and Lifebout still side by side. I've got to cut to them though, because DTS Ayrton down to P11. Is it going to be P12? No, Rick doesn't decide to send it this time. So good awareness from him as they come through.
Got exactly the same again.
We do indeed. It's Surtouch nearly loses it. The main Wayne all the way off the track on the exit as they come through this long right-hander. Slithery Cow now with a 3-second time penalty. How many more of those are we going to see this race? Aces has set the fastest lap. He is gaining time on his teammate. I didn't expect this. He is driving superbly at the moment, but Rick and Ayrton side by side as they go up the hill. Sorry, Rick and Surtouch. As Surtouch down the inside of turn 1. Great move from the Alpha Tauri. Brilliantly done. Got the car stopped and he's up to 12th place as Rick follows along in the S's. Nearly contact between them there as they went through, and nearly a spin for Rick as well, as Robinet meanwhile right behind Moti Peretz for P5. TF Martin's looking for something. What's happened at the back?
It was an Alfa Romeo.
That is Rick.
360.
Round to the back as Robinet goes for the send on Moti. Very unexpected move from the Aston Martin, but he's made it stick. They're going to go side by side down this straight. Who's got the better straight line speed? It's going to be TF Martin making it 3 wide as they come round to down to the corner. Who's going to come out on top? It's going to be side by side all the way through. Moti has to concede. Lifebout meanwhile takes advantage and gets past the Ferrari as well. Moti losing 3 places in 2 corners. They're still all side by side. 4-5 cars. There's contact. Slithery Cow down the inside of the Ferrari. 3 wide as they exit. Somehow Lifebout's come out unscathed, but Moti and Slithery Cow still side by side. Is this going to end in tears? No, it's not. Brilliant driving from them both. DRS enabled on this lap as the toe gets past Zuber further up, but Tier as well getting past Slithery Cow. As who's gone
into the pit wall?
Oh, Zuber. It's Zuber in the Alpine. He's going to be devastated. He was looking so good this race for at least 4th place. Meanwhile, TF Martin gets past Robinet for that 4th place. Into the top 4 goes the Alpha Tauri. He's having a brilliant day today, as is Robinet after their mutual disasters last week. Lifebout as well in P6 at the moment. Still got that 3-second time penalty, but it's not going to cost him too much as it stands. I think maybe only 3 or 4 places, which I would have thought is going to become less as the race goes on and everyone spreads out a bit more. Rick has gone again at the S's. He's just looking to get to the end now. Never mind finish anywhere other than last. Surtouch down the inside of DTS Ayrton, taking advantage of that. And Robinet again down the inside of Martin up towards this left-hander. Can he make it stick? Yes, he can. Great move from the Frenchman indeed. And Martin has to just hang his head and wait for the next lap. Oh no, he's going to wait for the next corner. Never mind, the next lap. Makes the move again. Fantastic moves from both of these guys to exchange positions, but Robinet takes the position back. P4 he is, and they're losing a huge amount of time to the top 3 in the meantime, so I don't think a podium's on the cards unless a disaster happens ahead, but the toe is going to be very happy with this. He's got, what is it, a 3-second time penalty, so 5.6 is currently the gap. So all his Christmas is coming at once. TF Mar 10 down the inside again of Robinet, but he's not quite close enough this time to make the move. And I think let's just catch our breath a little bit. A Slithery Cow, no, never mind. Slithery Cow getting a bit wide at turn 1, and Surtech nearly making the move as Rick goes for a spin yet again at the back.
Great fight between these three.
It really is. This is fantastic stuff. Lifebout going a bit wide in his efforts to keep up with the two of them. But at the moment, now he's not going to lose any positions from that 3-second penalty. He's already gotten 3.7 ahead. It looks like you've left the session, Mozart. Okay, network error for Mozart, so hopefully he can get his way back. Into the race as Mar 10 down the inside of Robinet, down the straight. I think he's going to make it work. Oh, welcome back, Mozart. Do you need another invite?
You've left the session.
Oh, wow.
And loads of names are disappearing off the bottom.
Yeah, you're the one who's left, unfortunately.
The race is finished and I've got a Mercedes driver walking onto the podium.
Oh no. Well, I'll keep on track with the action meanwhile. Robinet right just ahead of Lifebout now. Mar 10 has gotten firmly past. I think he will be trying to secure P4 now as Tia loses 2 positions in one corner, 3 positions in one corner. Mozart's back in the session, which is great to see, but Tia all the way down to 11th place now, as he loses a lot of time there in a very short space of track, as Surtech and Slithery Cow still nearly side by side through turn 1. But just about getting away with it. Who's got damage? Surtech has got rear wing damage, so that's why he's struggling so much. I don't know how he's still on track. That's fantastic stuff from him to stay where he is. And there's front wing damage to Slithery Cow as well. So at the moment, it's very tricky for those guys in the midfield with that damage. Is everything alright there, Mozart?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I'll mute my mic for a sec.
No worries, man. It happens. It's happened to me plenty of times. Surtech down the inside of Moti Peretz in the meantime with rear wing damage. He is doing a fantastic job, but Moti breaks too late and hits Surtech, and Surtech goes into the side of DTS Ayrton. It's carnage at this corner, and there's more difficulties as Surtech hits Avi, and there's more. Another crash and another crash. Oh no, it's all gone wrong here. I'm not sure which turn number that is, but Avi's retired from the session on track, and I think a lot of people are going to be in the stewards there. That was very, very, very dodgy from a lot of people, very impatient, and that's a lot of carnage in one place. Meanwhile, we cut back to the racing. Welcome back, Mozart, as Tia nearly goes into the wall, just about manages to save it. Great stuff from him, as Wumax, the main Wayne, and Moti still battling. Wumax nearly hitting the main Wayne as they go through. The Haas driver trying to make up ground on the Ferrari, and they're side by side through the S's. Moti just about keeps the place, but the main Wayne is looking good at the moment. Surtech has retired in the pit lane as well. He has had enough. And honestly, for how his race has gone, I'm not surprised. As the main Wayne does make that place, and meanwhile Short Marcus, the 2 Mercedes trading positions at the front. Short Marcus has finally made the move, and Aces has spun. Oh no, it's a disaster. He's led the race for so long, but just a bit too much throttle on the exit, trying to keep up with his teammate, and he's lost it on those soft tyres. They are 48% on those, so it's no wonder he's struggling, but that is such a shame for him. He's down to P3. Hopefully he can still keep that podium. I think he very much deserves it, but Short Marcus takes the lead by quite some margin now, and it's going to need a massive mistake for him to lose it. Who's got the fastest lap? I am not sure. It is Aces. He's still got it, 37.0, and I don't think he will lose it. I don't think anyone's going to be on good enough tyres to take it back. as Zuba gets a time penalty further back. Robinet and Lifebout as well, right behind Martin. There's still a lot of battles going on as we approach onto the final lap of the race. Lifebout through the S's. Can he keep up with Robinet? He's still got that 3-second time penalty to live with. We will switch to penalties. Slithery Cow on 6 seconds. Tier on 11 seconds. Nothing new there. Sorry?
11 seconds. That's a lot.
Yeah. That is welcome to watching Tier. Oh no, Lifebout's hit Robinet, and Robinet is into the wall. He's lost his his front wing. He's down to P6. I don't think he's going to drop to P7 because Slithery Cow with those 6 seconds of penalties, but he again will be sending that into the stewards, I'm sure. Lifebout just a bit too throttle happy on the exit there, and sending the Aston Martin into the wall. But meanwhile, we've got a cut to short Marcus. What an amazing strategic decision from him to pit early on for the medium tyres. It worked out beautifully with the safety car. I think even without the safety car, it would have worked out
getting
fantastic.
Out of that pack.
Exactly, and he wins the American Grand Prix in the toe. A massive crash across the line. Aces finishes his very, very deserved P3. But the toe, again, will be extremely happy with second place. Mar10 finishes 4th. A great week for him. And Lifepower, a good week for him. Despite everything that happened this race, he somehow finishes 5th. Robinet in P6 in the end. And Slithery Cow will finish 7th. Wumax P8, just look at that gap after penalties, 0.019. The main Wayne finishes 9th. Moti Puretz in 10th. Tia will finish 11th after nearly hitting the wall about 17 times. But he's managed to get it all the way to the end, so fair play to him. DTS Ayrton will finish in 12th, and then Scott and Zuba will wait on them to round out the grid, as Rick finishes a disappointing 15th, but at least he's gotten points on the board for his team.
What a race.
Wow. I hope we both mutually caught as much of the action as we could there.
Yeah, I got some great footage. Got some really good racing there.
Absolutely.
Some unfortunate crashes, but it comes part and parcel with 10 cars on the same bit of track.
Yeah, exactly. I think that particular incident, that left-hander at the end of the straight, I mean, it was about 8 separate incidents, all in the same corner. So that's going to be looked at quite a lot, I'm sure. But I think it's just people getting spun, getting impatient, trying to get back on the track, and then taking out people who are coming just behind them. So just a little bit to sort out there. But I think overall today it was some fantastic racing, and amazing to watch. I hope you agree, Mozart.
Yeah, without a doubt. It was spread across the whole grid. Everyone's gone from last to first, back to last again. Complete mix-up. Some drivers battling for 4 or 5 laps with each other. 3 wide. One of the problems with the USA is when you're battling with someone, like through the S's, if you drive through there by yourself, it's bloody quick. But when you happen to leave someone enough room, the person behind the two of you catches up so quickly. You end up with a big train. Yeah,
you're absolutely right. Battling tends to cost you a lot more time on this track than on a lot of other tracks, for that exact reason. We'll quickly go through the grid. So Short Marcus takes his first win of the season in brilliant style. Fantastic strategic decision from him, and he takes a dominant win in the end. The Toe P2, Aces P3, still gets on the podium. I think that's well deserved. TF Martin P4, and then Lifebout, Robinet, Slithery Cow, Wumax, the main Wayne, Moti Puretz finish out the top 10. Tier, DTS Ayrton, Scott, Zuba, Rick, Surtouch, and then Surtouch, Avi, and the two at the bottom who I don't quite remember. It was Trugster and one other. I think it was Ted. Yeah, Ted, who crashed on lap 1, unable to finish the race, unfortunately. But what a session that was! Really, really enjoyed that. Thank you to you, Mozart, for joining me for the second race.
Pleasure.
Maybe we can make this a more regular thing.
I'm away all of Christmas. I cannot wait. But when I'm back in the new year, for sure.
No problem at all. Yeah, in the meantime, I think that will be it for this stream. Thank you everyone for watching, and thank you everyone in the chat. We got 10 people in the chat. Make sure to give the stream a like, guys. It helps me out. It helps ESRL out a lot as well. And head over to Mozart's channel. I'm sure he'll post his video in the commentator stream channel later on. So go ahead and follow his channel as well. Give him a subscribe and like. Thank you everyone for joining and being in the chat. Thank you to Mozart for being with me for that second race, and thank you to
the drivers for putting on a show.
Yeah, thank you.
It can be a tough gig doing this, but not when you've got that in front of you.
Absolutely. When there's action, when there's too much action, I would rather have that than nothing happening at all. So it's a great spectacle to watch, and thank you ESRL. May it continue for the rest of the season. And of course be on to the next season of 50% races in Tier 1 as well. But in the meantime, thank you everyone for watching, and thank you to Mozart, thank you to our drivers, and I'll see you next week for more ESRL sprints. Goodbye everyone.